Ladies and gentlemen, Matt Zahab here from Cryptonews.com along with Rachel Wolfson. We are back for another weekly roundup. Rachel, pumped to be here with you again today. How you doing on this lovely afternoon?
Yeah, thanks, Matt. All good. Excited to talk about the news of the week. We've had some interesting news this week.
It's definitely been an interesting week. Everything has been, we got a little bit of everything on today's docket, minus the thing we always start with, and folks, that is, of course, price action. Bitcoin is literally almost identical to last week, hovering just above the 60K mark. Ethereum is also hovering above the $2,500 mark. Again, exact same as last week. Binance is the only coin of the top 10, give or take, that has dropped more than 5%, down 6% on the week, hovering at around 540. And Solana still under 150 at $144, Rachel. But the biggest news of the week that took not only the Web3 news cycle by storm, but also Web2 news cycle, and that was Telegram CEO Pavel Durov getting arrested in Paris. Rachel, how wild was this?
It is wild, and it's interesting. Like, all the major media outlets have covered this news. I was shocked. I don't know if you were shocked, Matt, but yeah. So Pavel Durov was arrested in Paris. The billionaire co-founder of Telegram was arrested by French authorities on Saturday. He's 39 years old. Apparently, he was detained due to Telegram's lack of moderation. So, Matt, what do you think about this?
I mean, I don't know a whole lot about the whole encryption thing. Obviously, I understand what encryption means, but I don't know how encrypted Telegram truly is. I do obviously understand, and I'm cognizant that there's a lot of bad shit going on Telegram. But Rachel, it's no different than what's going on iMessage or WhatsApp or Signal. If you give people a means to communicate, they're going to choose to do bad and they're going to choose to do good. So I don't know what the deal is with this, but I do know his house arrest. It's pretty wild having a house arrest, but it's not a house, it's the whole country. So he can go wherever he wants. And France, honestly, ain't the worst place. You know, you go to the south of France, pop into Nice, and then you can go up to Paris. You can go to Bordeaux, drink some nice wine. So not the worst place to be. But speaking of Telegram's blockchain, Ton, is back online following a second outage. Rachel, 2 outages in 1 week. The first one was attributed to dogs, which is a meme coin on Telegram on the Ton, which caused from the minting. Telegram got hammered early last week when Pavel went to jail, got hammered again after the first disruption, and it was just disrupted again for 4 hours. Crazy, crazy, crazy. But let's talk about some real world stuff. And Rachel, one of my favorite countries, Argentina, is making moves in the crypto space.
Yeah, let's talk about it, Matt. So Argentina is going to include Ethereum and blockchain in their high school curriculum. That's super cool. So the Ministry of Education of the city of Buenos Aires has partnered with the Equipu Foundation to introduce Ethereum and blockchain technology into high school curriculum. The initiative, which positions Argentina ahead of its Latin American peers, aims to equip students with the skills necessary to thrive in the emerging tech economy. And I think that starts, beginning August 27th, which was a few days ago, or this week. High school students can have the opportunity to engage in blockchain curriculum. Very cool.
We'd love to see this. Absolutely love to see this. Not a lot of Bitcoin millionaires in Argentina. However, there are a lot of Bitcoin millionaires worldwide. Rachel, if I were to ask you and say, hey, guess how many Bitcoin millionaires there are in the world without reading the notes we have on our page in front of us, what would you have guessed? How many Bitcoin millionaires are there present day in the world?
Gosh. A low amount, considering that, I don't think a lot of people still own, Bitcoin to the point where they're millionaires yet. But yeah, I don't know. What is it, Matt?
And it turns out that a new study just came out, and this was also to Bloomberg study, folks, 85,400 crypto millionaires worldwide. That is absolutely bananas, a 111% increase. The total market value of crypto saw an increase to 2.3 trillion, which is an 89% increase compared to last year's 1.2 trillion. And of the 6 new crypto billionaires created over the past year, 5 came from Bitcoin, obviously underscoring its dominance. And a lot of this also largely due to the Bitcoin ETF. I cannot believe that there are 85,000 people in the world who are millionaires because of crypto. Absolutely bananas. Would have never bet that. Speaking of betting, Rachel, Polymarket, crypto's behemoth betting platform, the betting odds have shifted towards Trump amid RFK Jr.'s potential withdrawal. We love to see this. Rachel, what do you got for us on this?
Yeah, definitely. This is interesting. So in a surprising twist, I'm sure we all heard about this, RFK Jr. suspending his independent presidential bid to endorse Donald Trump. That was announced in Phoenix. So this move aims to prevent advantage to Kamala Harris in key swing states. While Kennedy remains on his ballot, cites issues like free speech in Ukraine as reasons for a shift. Kennedy's criticism of the Democratic Party adds another layer to his unexpected political development. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens.
And speaking of politics and crypto, folks, political candidates are embracing crypto donations. Finally, cryptocurrency companies are responsible for nearly half of all corporate funding directed towards this year's election. Rachel, that is absolutely bananas. A recent report from Public Citizen, a not-for-profit watchdog organization, revealed that approximately $120 million has been raised from a diverse pool of contributors, and these reports highlighted that Coinbase and Ripple account for 80% of these donations. That is absolutely crazy. I would have never thought that crypto has and continues to donate so much to the political sphere, even though only one side, i.e. the Republicans, are pro-crypto and the Dems are still very anti-crypto. I don't quite get it and how we've donated so much money. Hopefully this will change, but you never know.
Yeah, and just to add to that, Matt, so I wrote this great feature on that topic. It's interesting because there are political candidates accepting crypto donations for their campaigns. Presidential candidate Trump, obviously. But what Coinbase confirmed with me, and I think this is somewhat of a breaking news thing, is that the Democratic Party is also accepting crypto donations through Coinbase Commerce. I wrote about that in the article, and basically Future Forward, a Democratic Party-aligned super PAC based in Palo Alto, California, welcomes crypto donations through Coinbase Commerce. Coinbase did confirm that with me, so that's huge.
Could you imagine it saying something isn't, maybe identified as a currency? We don't, we want to tax the shit out of it, but we'll take it if you can give it to us, though. I love it. Oh, to be in politics. You got to love it. Rachel, PayPal's PYUSD hits the $1 billion milestone. None of us, saw this happening. PayPal's PYUSD surpassed 1 billion in market cap. It was launched back in 2023 and got integrated with PayPal's payment systems. And I just can't believe that it is coming up to the volume similar to USDC and USDT. I think this is great. PayPal is one of the biggest sort of, Web2 payment rails in the world. And if PYUSD continues to boom, it just means that we're getting new normies on board, and we love to see that. Speaking of normies, the opposite of normies, OpenSea, the NFT company, the biggest one in the space, well, probably not anymore, but it used to be the biggest one. What's one of the big themes over the last couple of years? Wells notices. If you're a company in USA and you're popping off, Gary Gensler and the SEC is going to give you a Wells notice. And Rachel, the OpenSea just got slapped a nice Wells notice as well.
Yeah, definitely. So apparently the SEC is saying that OpenSea is offering NFTs, which are securities. So that just happened this week recently. We've got to see how this plays out. The SEC is going after every crypto company it can get its hands on. So we'll have to see how this plays out. But I don't know. I was kind of shocked to read that news, but we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of these Wells notices. Bit of a tongue twister. Actually, probably not. Just me not being able to pronounce that. But these are getting thrown out all over the place. And again, I don't get why we just going after all the crypto folks. That whole enemies thing, not for me. But c'est la vie. DeFi giant rebrands as Sky, folks. Maker Protocol, one of the largest DeFi giants in the space, just got a fresh new coat of paint. You guys heard of DAI? Of course you have. The OG decentralized stablecoin. It is gone. It is now USDS. And Maker, the governance token, it's leveled up to Sky. So MKR, Gonzo will now be Sky, and DAI, DAI, which we all know and love, will now be USDS. They're also rolling out Sky token rewards, which are STRs, and Sky saving rates, SSRs, for eligible users. And the goal is to make DeFi more simpler so everyone, more specifically the masses, can get on board and use it. Speaking of the masses, Rachel, we always love kicking off the show with a Web2 company making moves in the space. One of the biggest of them all, Sony, is making moves. Got to throw this one over to your court here.
Yeah, Matt, definitely. So Sony is going blockchain. So Sony is diving into the blockchain pool with a new Ethereum L2 called Sonium. They've just fired up a Minato testnet. I think that's what it's called. And this is not just another tech experiment, Matt. This is not a solo mission. Sony Block Solution Labs is riding behind the wheel of this, and they've got Aster Network riding shotgun, bringing the initial liquidity in digital assets. What's the big deal here? 900 million devices out there will, I guess, leverage blockchain. What do you think about that, Matt?
900 million devices is a big number of devices. You gotta love this. I mean, the Sonys, the Apples, the Quais, I don't know how to pronounce it, but all of the big device, Microsoft, whoever owns hardware in the world, if we can integrate blockchain and ship that out to the masses, of course, we love to see that. That is onboarding 101. Rachel, another great week, another weekly roundup. Folks, we really hope you enjoyed this one. Some good stuff every week coming at you hot and fresh. We'll be back on the next one. We hope you enjoyed this, Rachel. Always a pleasure. Love doing this with you, and we'll see you next week for the next one.
Thanks, Matt. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
See you guys.